Okay, we got good vacuum, we got good oil pressure, we got good oil temperature, we got good fuel pressure. Good across the board, exhaust gas temperatures, good. Alright. And carb heat. Get a little bit of a drop in RPM with carb heat, that's good. Now we're going to cycle the prop. You hear the prop go whoosh here when I do this. That's changing the pitch of the blades of the prop.
Taking active 3-2, Havasu.
Vacuum we did, amps and volts are good, oil pressure, oil temperature's good, oil check, friction lock's good. Flaps, we're going to do 0 degrees flaps, high RPM on the prop, we are, mixture of the best power it is. Carb heat is off, AC is off, fuel pump is on. Pitot heat we don't need, compass we did, transponders on 1200 squawk. Doors and windows, okay, so you're closed and, is that closed all the way? Yeah, I guess it, yep, okay, closed and latched. And landing light is on, strobes are on.
Can we do a double check of this door?
Yeah, open it up top first. There you go. Push forward, there you go. Now give it a good tug pull. There you go. Now stop. There you go. That's good. Alright, you ready? Sure. Let's put this over here. Yeah, like Havasu traffic, Cherokee 90332 West, going to be departing 32 Havasu with the left turn out to the west. Yeah, I don't want to smear them on the windshield.
Havasu traffic, Wakefield 6 Delta Mike, back taxi on, taxiway Charlie, Havasu.
Alright, dude, here we go. Throttle's going in. And RPMs look good. Engine gauges are good across the board. Airspeed's alive. There's 60. 65. Pull nose up. And we're flying. And we'll climb out at about 100 here. There's an air vent down there that blows up for you.
Havasu traffic, Cessna 412 Charlie Delta is rolling on 32, be a left-hand turn out, staying in the area, Havasu.
What do you think? There's the ultralight guy down there.
This is cool. This plane is smooth.
Well, the air's smooth right now. It'll get bumpier later on, I promise. Not for us, we'll be down by then, but... Yeah, we just need AC.
Roger. Havasu traffic, Wakefield 6 Delta Mike, taking off on taxiway Charlie, latitude 1,200 to the river, Havasu.
Static vision. And Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey is going to be a left downwind departure down the lake doing some sightseeing, 3,500. Alright, gauge is checked, fuel's good, oil temp, fuel pressure, amps is good. We can kill our fuel pump now. Use the engine-driven fuel pump in flight. Yeah, that's warm, huh?
do you have a vent on your side as well?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll cool off as we get up here a little bit.
Traffic, Cessna 412
Is that the airfield you were mentioning before?
Yeah, that's Chibawavy. Freaking mosquito. Yeah, it's kind of a crappy airfield because they never sweep it, so it's got it's paved. It's okay. It's fine as far as like if you had to land there or something, but it's got little rocks all over it, and I nicked my prop over there. Alright, you're dead. Smashed him. There was one fatality during our flight.
Say what? Let's go north a little bit. Roger.
What do you think?
Our communications right now is going over the air for everybody.
No, I have a button that I push on my yoke when I want to transmit. Going on the GoPro though.
Right in front of you, down low.
You never appreciate how really middle of nowhere we are.
What's that?
Just saying that you never really appreciate that you know you're in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
You're up here.
Yeah. Okay, we'll push over and level off here at 3,500.
Good morning, Lake Havasu. So do you miss the airport that it's not on the island anymore?
Yeah, that was cool.
My car's stuck down here.
My dad worked there when I was a kid.
Let's go to chat.
You could barely tell it was there over there, huh?
Yeah. We'll fly down the river a little bit, come back up.
Wow, we actually sailed.
Skinnier looking from up here, isn't it?
I'll never sail it the same way now after looking at it. Just to see it from up here, it doesn't seem to correlate a lot to me. I guess I'm just not used to it. Are you seeing a haze?
Yep.
What is that? What is
just
this?
Just the morning haze. A lot of times the desert's covered in it in the morning. Might be.
Traffic, Cessna 766.
It might be the moisture or something. I don't know.
Departure southbound.
K-Dock is empty.
Hell yeah.
This is very cool, Sean. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Lake Havasu area traffic, Cherokee 90332 Whiskies, 3,500 feet southbound along the lake, approaching Havasu Palms, Havasu.
How fast are we going?
100, almost 150. We'll get down to Steamboat a little quicker than you're used to.
We're just passing over Copper Canyon now.
So I can see Steamboat from here. There's Black Meadow, the point that's sticking out on the California side, and if you follow the point straight across, you can see Steamboat because it aims right at the entrance to Steamboat. So I'll put it on the nose here. So for you, Steamboat should be right about on the nose.
Yep. I see it.
hear a little pitch change. I'm gonna slow the prop down a little bit.
That little bit of turbulence we're getting is from air temperature changes? Or?
Yeah, because see how these mountains are sunny on one side, shadow on the other? So the sun is only heating one side of that mountain, right? So when the sun heats the rocks heat the air. So the air on one side of a shadow area, the air on the sunny side is warmer than the air on the shadowed side. And hot air always rises, just like a hot air balloon. But it only rises if all the air was hot, none of it would rise. It has to be hot air and cool air. That's what makes it rise.
Oh, okay.
So when you get the different textures on the ground that make the different heating, that's when you get the bumpiness. Because here's a pocket going up, here's a pocket that's not. There's Parker over there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're all a lot closer than you ever really think about. There's that finger mountain that you can see. See the finger right there?
Yep.
From town. I'm not sure which one of these is Cupcake. I think Cupcake's over there, I think.
I had never realized you could see Parker from here.
It's, as a crow flies, it's not very far, you know. Did you know there's lakes up here? See, there's Copper Basin right there. See the lake in the mountain? And over here is Gene Camp behind that mountain right there.
Wow.
Those are where the water, see the water pumping station?
Yep.
So the water pumps up and it goes into that lake, and then they pump it up again and it goes into that lake, and then it's gravity fed for a long time across the desert.
Wow, never knew that. A lake in the mountains. And just like that, look, what takes us how long to sail, it's right here.
Yeah.
It took what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? This is the way to go. Flying is definitely the way to go.
Let's see, where's, I'm gonna come over here and then we'll take a look at, I'll come over here and then come back around to the right so we can see Steamboat a little better.
Is that Highway 95 down there?
Yep. There's Steamboat right there. There's a boat in it. I think that, oh, is that it? Or are we over it? Is that one it over there?
We passed Steamboat.
Oh, we passed it already, yeah, yeah. Because here's the dam.
Yeah, I know that. I can't believe it's close. Flying is a lot faster than I thought it would be. No one's ever taken me down here before.
There's Bill Williams River coming into the lake. See it?
Yep. Looks like a marsh.
There's a runway right there on the other side of the mountain. See it over there? That's called Gene Camp Reservoir. Can you see it? See the little buildings over there on the other side of that mountain?
Yep.
There's a runway right there for the Metropolitan Water District guys to come and go.
Really?
Yeah. So while we're flying, you can help me by, while you're looking around, we're always looking out for other traffic too, because we're VFR, you know, so anybody can be anywhere. Will do. So there's the actual reservoir, Gene Camp Reservoir, up in the mountain back there. See the lake right there?
Yep.
And then, like I said, then you can see the pipes that pump to Copper Basin. Supposedly the fishing in those lakes is unreal. Nobody's allowed up there except for the employees.
The one thing I noticed being up here is that height. When I'm down on water level, seeing how high the pipes are and everything compared to up here is really wild. Like, I'm sure that building down there is freaking huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big pump station. Just a bunch of ants running around down there.
Bunch of what?
Ants. Everybody looks like ants down there from up here.
Never knew where the was a lake hiding in here. Parker is right there, wow.
Yeah, Joan, I used to live right there. That's Buckskin Valley. There's the highway running along the river right there. Right by River Island State Park is right there.
What's this green area over here?
Those are farm fields south of Parker. It's all agriculture down there. There's the Central Arizona Project Canal going out to Phoenix down there. We'll just come down here and then we'll cruise on back. There's Copper Basin, which is that lake.
Does it seem low to you compared to maybe when you've seen it before?
I haven't looked at it that much, to be honest with you. There's Parker Airport right in front of us. See it right there, see the runway? Look here.
Oh yeah, I see it.
You can see me here, and there's the...
Oh, okay, gotcha. That really does help, huh?
Yeah.
Traffic, Winston 57 Zulu, downwind for taxiway Charlie, Havasu.
And we'll climb up a little bit and we'll head back over towards Havasu.
This plane is very smooth.
Oh, like I said, it's the air right now is smooth, so...
Havasu traffic, Winston 57 Zulu, turning left base for taxiway Charlie, Havasu.
You ever worry about birds up here?
You know, there's nothing you can do about birds. You just hope you don't take one in the windshield. Anywhere else, you'd have to be a really big bird to do something to the wing. It would be a problem, you know. Windshield, they can't come through the windshield. Generally, they get cut by the prop into pieces on the way in, but it's pretty rare. The higher you go, the less likely it is to happen, you know. There's that Finger Mountain. That thing's cool. I always wanted to cruise over that way and look at it. Climbing right now, 500 feet a minute for about 4,400 feet. We'll just go up and over these and then settle back down on the other side. Doing 120 because slow down because we're pulling. You can hear the prop biting a little harder because I'm making it work a little more.
Have you ever flown over Crossman?
Not in this. I haven't. I have before, and you know when I wasn't. Before I had this plane, I have been over because sometimes when you go east, you know, the course takes you directly over that as you head out. One of these is Cupcake. It might be that one. Not sure which. Or it might be that one up there. It looks different from the backside. Air's a little cooler up here. Feel it cooling off a little bit.
I can feel that, yeah. You can see some wind filling up on Havasu now.
Supposed to stay pretty calm today.
Do you ever get used to the visibility you have on the plane in the front with a high cockpit like this and not really being able to see down?
Yeah, you get used to it. The thing that takes a while to get used to in this for me is I'm used to flying high-wing planes where you have really good visibility out the side windows. So here you got great visibility out, but you don't have great visibility down, you know, for like sightseeing and stuff. Oh yeah, we must have passed a temperature inversion because I can feel all of a sudden there's a lot cooler air coming up in there. It feels better. Up to 5,500. You want to fly?
Sure.
So left and right is bank, just like that. Doesn't take a whole lot. And if you turn it and hold it, it'll just keep on increasing bank until you turn it back and hold it there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So go ahead and put your hands on the yoke. You got the yoke, and just lightly grip it. You don't have to death grip it.
Very smooth.
Not a big deal. And then the pedals, if I gently push the right or left pedal, if I push the right pedal, you'll see the nose will slide to the right. If I push the left pedal, it'll go to the left. Mainly, I'm using those, when we turn, I use that in coordination with the aileron.
When you make a turn though, aren't you wanting to raise your elevator a little bit to continue the turn?
You have to, because what causes you to turn is as you bank the wings, it's the whole lift is normally when you're level pushing straight up, right? What actually causes the turn is when you bank, now some of the lift is pointing sideways. That's what makes it turn. But because now you're using some of the lift to pull you this way, you've lost some of the lift that was holding you up, and so the nose will want to drop. And so what you do is you add back pressure to hold that. Go ahead and try a little up and down to see what it does. You'll just gently push it forward. See, go ahead a little more.
Oh wow.
And pull back.
Wow. Very little input needed.
Yeah.
Very little input needed. I always thought you had to really use a lot of it.
Well, it depends on a couple things. Depends on your airspeed. The slower you go, the more you got to use. Just like your rudder and the boat becomes less effective when you're slow. So when you fly slow, then you have to use more movement in the control surfaces to get the same effect. I'm just going to throttle back a little here because we're at the altitude we want to get to.
Did you want me to go a certain direction?
No, it's fine. We'll go find your house. Just go like you are here.
This plane wants to fly itself. This is so smooth.
Well, it will fly itself, and then really what I can do is if I want it to stay right here, I can put this heading bug here.
Oh, autopilot?
Yeah, I can put this right here. Turn on the autopilot, turn this on like that, and it'll hold that course. Now, what it won't do is hold up and down. You still have to do that manually, but it'll hold that course for me. So like when I'm doing a cross country and I want to do something or whatever, I can put that on and it'll hold the course. And if I want to change the course, say I want to go left a little, and if I turn the heading bug, then the plane will turn itself over, it'll intercept that course and then level off again. Turn that back off.
You're in control.
We can do a little, you want to try a little bit steeper turn?
Sure.
So we'll just do a 360 here.
Okay.
So I can roll this. This is about 20 degrees, and you feel me pull the nose a little bit.
Nice.
And we can go. Are you comfortable with that?
Oh yeah, easy.
Okay, so that's a 30 degree. And nose a little bit high there, so let it back down a little bit. There's steamboat right there.
I'm looking at your altimeter and you're keeping it, you're using the elevator to raise it, but it seems like you're staying on the same plane.
Right.
That must take practice.
Takes a little bit. I mean, I'm still working on, you want to be able to keep it dead nuts on. I picked up 100 feet when I was looking around, but that's fine, Plus or minus 100 feet is a private pilot standard for when you get tested. So that's a 30-degree bank turn right there. And that ball tells me if I'm using enough rudder or not. If I don't use enough rudder, then the ball slides out of the tube. Watch, if I don't push on the rudder right now, it's pretty much, I can trim it so that it'll fly just about in the center on its own. But if I push on the rudder, watch the ball, see the ball go out?
Yep.
If I push on the other rudder, I can bring it back. Well, the same thing, if I bank too much, whoops, a little nose high there. If I bank too much, the ball will slide the other way. So if I bank too much to the right, the ball will fall to the right. If I push too much right pedal, like now I'm going to push too much right pedal, the ball goes to the left. So the trick is you adjust the ball with your feet, and they call it stepping on the ball. So whichever side the ball goes to, you step on that side and you bring the ball back into center. And that keeps us from either, when we do a turn, you want to track the turn nicely. You don't want your nose pointed to the outside of the turn, and you don't want to be sliding to the inside of the turn. This is called slipping, and this is called skidding. And you don't want to slip or skid, so that's what that ball is for, and it's called keeping the turn coordinated.
When you were doing that 20 and 30 degree turn, were you using the rudder as well?
A little bit. This plane doesn't take a lot of rudder. Cessna takes a lot more, but you want to try one? Here, get on there with me and do it with me. You got your feet on the pedals, and you feel them? Okay, we'll do one to the right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ease into the right turn. I'm looking for traffic first. There's nobody out there. Now, if I don't do anything, see the nose starting to go down?
Right.
So I ease back just a little bit, and I look at the nose on the horizon, and we'll keep that about that orientation, the same distance from the horizon. Plus, I can glance at the instruments. Let's roll in a little steeper. And see, I'm not hardly using any pedal at all. Now, on a Cessna, you'd be using a lot of pedal. You okay with that turn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What? Can you give me an example of using the rudder? Like right now, probably not good to skid or anything.
Well, I can show you. Here, let's do this. You want to see what a skid or a slip feels like? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we use a slip to lose altitude a lot of times. So if I wanted to lose altitude, let me throttle back here a little bit. And I'm going to slow us down some. Now notice I pulled the throttle. Now look, if I don't keep back pressure, I pulled the throttle back, then the nose wants to go down, right? Because the throttle affects that also. But if I want to put us in a slip to lose altitude, I can bank one way and I can push the pedal the other. So in other words, if I push right pedal and I bank to the left, I can make us kind of go sideways. Now look at the sink rate, 800, 900 feet, and we're still level. Right, but we're dropping like a rock. That's because we're forcing the fuselage against the side of the wind. Oh, okay. And see the ball way out here? So, and that feels weird, you know? It doesn't feel right.
Right.
We come back to center. Okay. We drop 500 feet right there, just like that.
Why would you do that instead of just pointing the nose down?
Well, that's a good question. Because on certain maneuvers, like on landing, you can't just point the nose down to get down to the runway if you're high. Because if you do, what happens if you point the nose down? What do you think? Naturally, what would the plane want to do?
Pointing the nose down, it wants to go down. If you're going to land,
and what else would happen if we just point it down and let it keep going down? It's going to go faster and faster, right? So when you land, you have to get down to the runway, and when you get to the runway, you need to be just about at stall speed, because you need the plane to stop flying. You can't force it to stop flying. The only way you get to stop flying is to get it slowed down. So if you point down, if you're high, let's say, and you're coming into the runway, and then you just point it down and drive it down in there, you might get down the runway perfect, but you might be at 150 knots. Well, you're going to float the entire length of the runway without being able to get on the ground. So the slip is a maneuver that you can use because I can keep the nose up and the forward speed doesn't increase, just the sink rate does. So I can make a sink, and then when we get down to the altitude we want, we kick the slip out, and now we're at the altitude we want, and we don't have any extra forward speed. We're maintaining the speed we want. Now the flaps are the primary way we do that. But if, let's say, the flaps jammed and I couldn't use them, or maybe I'm using all the flaps that are available and it's still not enough, I can do that slip maneuver.
Oh, is that slip maneuver also used when you're in a crosswind trying to land?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, for a different reason. Now there you're slipping because you're trying to keep the aircraft aligned with the runway, but you're also trying to prevent side drift. And so what you do is you put your upwind wing down, which would make the plane want to go this way, right? But if the wind is coming this way, you can put the wing down just enough to cancel the two out. But when you put the wing down, the nose, even without rudder, the nose will start tracking to the left or to the right, right? If we put the right wing down. So you use left rudder to keep the nose going straight down the runway, and you use right aileron to keep the wing banked into the wind, and you can then come down, and what you do is you touch down on that wheel first and then set the other wheel down. And you can maintain your lateral alignment on the runway that way. The other way to do it is there's two ways to do a crosswind landing. The other way is to crab all the way down. Just allow the plane to point into the wind and track sideways, but you still have to put that slip in right at the bottom because you can't land going sideways. So at the bottom, you still have to kick the nose around with the rudder and put the wing down. So you might as well just do it on final and you're all set up all the way down. Want to go try a touch and go? Sure, yeah. Alright, we'll go over here. We're going to dump a little altitude here, so I'm just going to ease off on the throttle. And we'll listen to the ATIS and see what the winds are doing.
Lake Havasu City Airport, automated weather observation 1329er Zulu weather. Wind calm. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 32 Celsius. Dew point -3 Celsius. Altimeter 2980. Remarks. Density altitude 3,000.
So we're going to say goodbye to the cool air. That's the only bummer. So we need to get down to about 1,800 feet as pattern altitude, and we're just passing through 5. So we'll kind of go over here and then come back, and we'll lose that altitude. What you don't want to do is just pull the throttle way back. You could pull the throttle way back and just dive down, but these engines are air-cooled, right? There's no water in them. It's all air cooling. So if you pull the power back, you kill the heat generation, right? Because you're cutting way back on the combustion, so they're not making as much heat. And then if you ram 150 miles an hour of air over those cooling fins, you can shock cool the end. You can cool it so quick. Metal likes to cool slowly so it doesn't break anything, you know. So the way to do it is you just kind of ease off on the manifold pressure, but we're still making power, and we're coming down, 500-600 feet a minute, so we don't just shock cool that thing and cause any damage to the exhaust system or the actual cylinders themselves.
Have you landed on that runway before?
Yeah, that's where Shannon made me do all my emergency practice stuff. She pulled the engine right out in this area and say, she just pulls back to idle and go, okay, you just lost your engine. Most of the time we're near that, and the game was, can you get to that airport? Sometimes she did it out there in the middle of nowhere, and you had to go freaking just find something. And
I'm surprised we haven't tried a stall yet.
Stalls.
Yeah, I agree. That runway does look pretty dusty. Is that for the casino?
No. Well, I don't know why they put it there, but there's never anybody there. I mean, mainly what it gets used for is just what we were using it for, is just practice stuff, I mean, the Indians put it in there for their community. Once in a while, there's a plane over in that parking area, but not very often. All right, so we're going through 3,600 feet now, so we got 2,000 more to go, and it's warming up. This is, the whole upriver area. Up there is the sandbar where the big snake in the river is up there.
Where? Yeah, I was always confused. Where is exactly the sandbar?
It is,
under there somewhere?
I think it's that snake right there, that S-curve right there.
Oh.
It's just on the, we're pointed right at it, but it's on the back side of that, I believe.
Lake Havasu traffic, Cherokee 90332 Whiskey, 4 miles west of the airport, descending through 2,900. We'll be setting up for a 45 for 32, touch and go, Havasu.
Gotta watch for these ultralight guys, because that's what they're doing, is they fly up and down that river a lot, but they're usually down at 1,000 feet or less.
When you've flown so far, have you had a lot of traffic to deal with?
Some days it's busy in here. Summer is less busy because it's hot. People don't want to fly, you know, when it's hot.
It just seems like it'd be really hard to see a moving object with the haze and everything.
It is, and they're tiny. I mean, other airplanes are just a little speck. Beyond a few miles, you're not going to see them. And the thing you got to keep in mind is at 120 miles an hour, you're closing at 2 miles a minute, this plane, and they're closing at 2, so that's 4 miles a minute you're closing if you were head on with somebody. Okay, just about the pattern altitude here.
Lake Havasu traffic, Cherokee 90332 Whiskey on a 45 for the left downwind 32 Havasu.
Power come back in.
So you're still dropping the whole time?
We were, but we're just now coming down to 1,800 feet, which is our pattern altitude here. There's the airport's right in front of us. So we're going to turn and go parallel to it, and then basically do a U-turn and come back.
Is this a normal pattern that everybody uses?
Yep. So we come in on a 45, and then right here we're going to go parallel. This will be our downwind leg.
Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey established downwind, left traffic, 32 Havasu, touch and go.
All right.
Let me ask you this, if someone heard that, and so if they were going to be in the same vicinity, they would tell you right now, wouldn't they?
Yep, that's the whole idea. That tells them where we're at, what we're doing. They should, if they were in the pattern. Now, it doesn't guarantee it, but that's what they're supposed to do. All right, we're being the numbers here. We're going to come back on the throttle a little bit. Lower down. About 13 inches of manifold pressure. We're going to slow down to 115 and add a notch of flaps, which are right here. So we're just about to 115. There we go. There's one notch of flaps. And looking for 110, we'll trim for that.
Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskies, left base, 32 Havasu, touch and go.
13. 110, we're going to slow down to 100 now. Add a second notch of flaps. And we'll slow her down a little more.
And landing speed for this craft is what?
We'll do final at 90, and then over the numbers at probably about 85, and then slow down from there over the deck.
And Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskies on final, 32 Havasu, touch and go.
There's 95. 4 whites means we're high. Add a little flap, that'll start our sync. See the 4 whites on the left side of the runway?
Yep.
Okay, feet off the pedals and just make sure I got full movement of the yoke here. Windsock's almost limp. Little power here. There's 90, that's where we want to be.
Havasu traffic, Cirrus 155, Kid Mike taxiing to 32 Desert Sky.
Props all the way down, props all the way in. There we go. Everything's green. 570, up we go.
I didn't realize that these planes had so much acceleration.
Well, this plane's fairly high horsepower. Most Cherokees are only 140 or to 180. This is 235, so it's not really a hot rod, but it's a hot rod in the Cherokee world. Let's put it that way. It's a fast Volkswagen. Okay, we'll climb out a little steeper this time.
Now, with that other person that was talking, what's up with him? What's he doing?
Getting ready to take off behind us.
Oh.
Alright, we'll get up about 500 feet. We're going to back off a little bit.
I thought it was really hard to land plane, like low wing airplanes. You did really good.
It's taken me a while.
Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey's on the crosswind for 32, Havasu.
How many times have you touched and go, do you think? Hundreds?
Well, I wouldn't say hundreds because I haven't had the plane that long, but in this plane anyways, but quite a few. I mean, I've spent a lot of time just doing what we're doing right now, just going around the pattern. And it's, you know, that was okay. I've had some that were better than that, and I've had some that were, you know, I touched on a little harder than that. I like to get them as smooth as I can.
And Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey's left downwind, 32, Havasu. Touch and go.
We'll do one more touch and go, and then we'll call it a day, huh?
Okay, sounds good.
Feels good. Yeah, the carriage mixture prop, yep. So here's our pattern altitude back at 1800. We usually get up to about 1,000 feet above the runways where we start that, so I'll just back off a little bit here, and we'll hold that.
So where's the other plane that you said was taking off?
He was taxiing down to the runway, and I don't see him. I didn't hear him go off behind us, but maybe he did. Nope, he's in the run-up area down there. See him right at the end of the runway on the run-up area where
we were, okay, I see him. So that means who's first?
Well, if he's not ready to go by the time we're on final, then he'll probably wait for us. We have the right of way because we're landing.
Oh, okay.
Traffic stuff for 76657 at Chimwevy Airstrip. Will be turning inbound for 32 Havasu.
Okay, he's at Chimwevy, which is right there.
And 32 Whiskey's just about to the numbers at 32 for downwind to base. I don't have you in sight.
Yeah, we're quite a ways out yet. We're Cessna 140. We're not very fast.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Okay, beam the numbers. We checked the gumps, gas, undercarriage mixture prop. We'll go with the fuel pump. Gas is good. Undercarriage is down a lock. Mixture is full rich. Prop, we're going all the way forward here. And we're going to come back to about 13 inches of manifold pressure. Somewhere in that range, doesn't have to be exact. And we'll slow her down. Now we're in the white arc. That means we can deploy flaps. We'll put 1 notch of flaps out. We're looking for a 45-degree angle to the end of the runway, which is about here.
Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey's left base, 32 Havasu.
Looking for about 100, 105 right here. I'm going to slow it down to 100 on base. So I'm controlling the speed with the pitch of the nose. Oh, there's 100 just about. We're going to add a second notch of flaps. You want to do a touch and go or you want to go in?
Touch and go, your call, man.
We'll go in this time.
And Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey's turn to final, 32 Havasu. This will be a full stop.
Four lights is high. Now as we go lower, you'll see the lights will start turning from right to left. They'll start turning red as we get down on the glide slope.
Havasu traffic, 412 Charlie Delta's over the island, 2,500 into landing Havasu.
I guess now it's getting busy.
See the red one on the right now?
Yep.
657 downwind for 32 Havasu.
Gas undercarriage mixture prop is good. Okay, here we go. A little slow. We got a little power here. There we go. Whoop, little slide.
632 Havasu.
A little bit of brakes. Flaps off.
You want me to go ahead and open this?
Yeah, actually that'd be perfect. Gets warm quick, huh?
What was that?
Gets warm quick.
You can say that again. Exhilarating. Great flight, Sean. Thank you so much. Excellent.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Havasu traffic, 32 Whiskey's clear of 32 at Alpha 2.
Alright, we got a little bit of business to do here. We're going to lean out for taxi so we don't foul a plug. Alright, fuel pump can go off. Landing light. We'll just leave that. Mark over there yet? No, he's not. Otherwise, I'd take him over and show him that bag. And let's see, carb heat's off. Yeah, it is. Flaps are up. Yeah, they are. Fuel pump's off. It is. Landing lights off. Strobes can go off. Pitot heat we don't have on. Mixture's good. Trim back to takeoff. Yeah, we're good there. And altimeter's good. Transponder.
7 left base, 32 Havasu.
All right, here we go.
Lift downwind, eastbound departure.
Well, I wonder what came out on the GoPro.
657 turning final, 32 Havasu, full stop.
What I noticed is you hardly used any length of the runway.
Well, it's a huge runway. Yeah, but this plane gets in and out pretty good.
We're entering a left downwind for taxiway Charlie. We're at 1,000 feet, flight of 2. We're at the north end of the runway, Havasu.
So that's those guys up there. 2 ultralights up there.
Ultralights have radios as well?
Yeah. Not all of them. You don't have to have a radio to come here, and even if you have a radio, you don't have to use it legally. But stupid not to, you know. That's the beer guy, Romer. Chip Romer. He's put 1,000 hours on that plane in 2 years. That's a lot of flying.
Is it a beer guy?
Huh?
Beer guy?
He owns the Anheuser-Busch, Romer, distributing.
Oh. See, I don't know how we could have ever seen those ultralights. They're so small.
Clear, Havasu.
I see the car park there.
Oh, you got a plane over here.
2 traffic, 412 Charlie Delta.
Okay.
Havasu.
For your taxiway, Charlie. Number 2 of 2.
He's got plenty of room to get out. Alright, shut down. silent, avionics are off.